While the West was laying the foundations of philosophy with figures like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, in the East, another mind was shaping the moral fabric of civilization itself. His name was Confucius, and his ideas would outlive empires. Confucius was born in 551 BC, during a time of political chaos in China, known as the Spring and Autumn period, nearly a century before Socrates would walk the streets of Athens. In that moment, power was fractured, order was collapsing, trust was fading. In this chaos, people sought answers not in the stars, but in each other. While Greek philosophy would focus on logic, metaphysics, and the nature of reality, Confucius asked a different question. How should we live? Born into modest circumstances, Confucius was not a king, nor a warrior, but a teacher, a man obsessed with understanding human behavior and the invisible threads that hold society together. He studied history, tradition, and human nature, searching for patterns that could restore harmony in a fractured world. He believed that the past held the keys to the future, and what he discovered would change everything. It wasn't a religion or a set of laws. It was a realization about the human heart. He came to the conclusion that societies do not collapse overnight. They decay, slowly, when individuals forget how to act. His words were gathered by his followers in a collection known as the Analects, short, sharp observations on integrity and character. He spoke of the Junzi, the person of noble character, not noble by birth, but noble by action. It was a revolutionary idea that virtue could be learned. His philosophy was not abstract. It was practical, precise, almost architectural. He built a system of thought around human relationships. He spoke of three principles that sustain a stable soul. Ren, compassion, the ability to care for others. Li, structure, the rituals that guide behavior. Xiao, respect, the foundation of family and tradition. Confucius believed something both simple and deeply demanding, that every lasting transformation begins within the self. If a person improves, the family improves. If families improve, the state improves. And if the state improves, the world finds harmony. Small actions with massive consequences. Among his most vital teachings was the Silver Rule, a foundation for universal empathy. Do not do unto others what you would not have them do unto you. He taught that humility was the first step toward wisdom. To know what you know and to know what you do not know, that is true knowledge. And on the journey of character, he offered this: it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. These were not just words of wisdom. They were the foundation of an entirely different way of seeing human life. While Western philosophy would later explore logic, metaphysics, and debate, Confucius was building a philosophy designed to preserve harmony, responsibility, and social order. Socrates questioned everything. Plato imagined ideal worlds, but Confucius focused on how people should live, lead, and treat one another. In his lifetime, Confucius was not widely successful. He advised rulers and was often ignored. They wanted power and conquest. He offered manners and morality. He traveled from state to state, searching for a leader willing to apply his ideas. He never found one, but he never stopped teaching. After his death, everything changed. His students preserved his teachings, and over time, his philosophy became the foundation of an entire civilization. For more than 2,000 years, his ideas shaped governments, education, and human relationships. He turned China into a school, and himself into its eternal headmaster. Today, the world is faster, louder, more complex, and yet the same questions remain. How should we treat each other? What does it mean to live with integrity in a world of mirrors? Confucius did not promise revolution. He offered something quieter and far more difficult. Responsibility, not for the world, but for yourself. Because the world is only as good as the people in it. Because in the end, the world is nothing more than a reflection of human behavior. And if that is true, then the question is no longer philosophical. It becomes personal. How will you live? If you found value in this journey through ancient wisdom, consider subscribing to Timeless Thinkers. Together, we keep the flame of philosophy alive.